Hello, everyone.
Can't hear anything. Sound muted. Okay, you're good.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ignite's Working from Home / Studying from Home's webinar. We are going to wait a few more minutes for more people to join us. Currently, we have about 16 people. I see Anais, hey, from Southern California. Our fellow, I see Amy, Fiona, Kaya, Kirsten. Loving all the people joining us. Tiara, Judith, Lauren, Lisette, my amazing intern in California. Awesome. So we are going to get started around 3:05 p.m. to get everyone a chance to hop in. We had quite a few people join for this particular webinar. In the meantime, if you all can see a section on the top where it says fill out Ignite program enrollment form, just take a few seconds. It'll probably take you about 2 to 3 minutes to fill it out. And if you see people in the chat box that you have never met, let's go ahead and say hi to each other. So I think I've never met Lauren. Let's say hi to Lauren. Wintermute. Thank you, Tiara, for popping in the link as well in the chat box. Perfect. I see a bunch of people typing right now. This is amazing. This is my first webinar ever with Ignite National. Before we get started at 3:05, I'll just go ahead and introduce myself to everyone so you know the presenter. My name is Esmeralda Cortez Rosales. I am Ignite's West Coast Program Manager. I am coming to you live from San Leandro, California, right here in the Bay Area, with a current shelter in place. And I'm so excited that I'm here presenting this with you all because we are all in this together. And so I wanted to just make sure that we are getting to know each other during this time. And Fiona is saying hi to Rita. Judith saying hi to Daya. Awesome. I see that we're all greeting each other, meeting new people from all over the country, because this is one of our national webinars that we are kicking off this week. Woohoo, Rita is from Detroit, Michigan. I guess in these next 2 minutes, how about we drop in the chat box what cities and states we're from, or we are currently joining us from. He's from Seattle. Mesa. Mesa is beautiful. Tuscaloosa. Oh my gosh, Pittsburgh. Woohoo, Bay Area. New York, New York. Awesome. So clearly this is a national webinar that we're all joining us. We have a bunch of time zones. We have Denton, Texas. We have Chicago, Illinois. I see a few more people typing. We have San Bernardino. Perfect. Las Vegas is in the house with Saha. Awesome. So we are just going to wait 1 more minute to see if anyone else has time to join all of us during this time. And then we'll go ahead and get started. If at any point this webinar starts to get a little low in voice, go ahead and drop it in the chat box. And then I'll make sure to try to adjust and do any troubleshooting if anything were to come up. Perfect. So because we already started to introduce ourselves, I'll just put it on our next slide, which is to introduce yourself, your name, your city. Some of us have already done our city. So let's start dropping in the chat box. Who is our biggest icon? Go ahead and start dropping your biggest icon in the chat box. I think during this time, it's so important that we keep our hopes up and just start to see what other people are inspiring us in our daily lives. Oh, I see some amazing ones. Our moms, our Michelle Obama, our mom. Wow. Our moms. Who is, for those who are just joining us, please drop in the chat box, who is your biggest icon? Edith is Hillary Clinton. Lisette, her family. Stacey Abrams, yes. AOC, Rita's mom. Amy loves Beyonce. Icons. Our biggest icon. Strong students, Mujeres Poderosas, and Marano. Amal Clooney. Thank you, Jasmine. We have quite a too hard, Tiara. Tiara, go ahead and drop in your top 3 icons. Kaya can't choose either. Anais Ayana Presley. All Ignite women. Wow, thank you, Cecilia. Same. It seems that we can all come to a consensus that Ignite Women is definitely one of our biggest icon. Rita said Ilhan Omar. A lot of 2018 elected officials that came in are a lot of our icons. I'll give people a few more seconds to drop in your mommy, Lauren, Angela Davis, Viola Davis, AOC. Thanks, Tiara. I see Janisha's typing her biggest icon in here. From Nashville, Tennessee, our amazing fellow. Few more seconds for people to drop in their biggest icon. I love that without specifying women icons, a lot of us did choose women icons. I would definitely say AOC for me right now. Hey, Mary, welcome. Go ahead and drop in your biggest icon right now. Oops, I put it as a question. All right, y'all. So I'm going to start moving over to the next slide. Feel free to drop in your favorite icon as we continue. So this whole webinar is really to give you all the one-on-one on working from home / studying from home. Currently, I would say that we are in an adjusting period. A lot of nonprofits, a lot of organizations, a lot of students are adjusting to moving their in-person training schools to virtual training schools, etc. and working. And so I have on here a meme that maybe a lot of us have started to hear so far of a tip for couples that are suddenly working from home together to get yourself an imaginary coworker to blame things on. So instead of blaming your partner, you are now blaming Cheryl, who keeps leaving her dirty cups all over the place. Sarah has a Cheryl in her apartment that talks too loud. A lot of us can probably relate to that right now. Welcome, Jocelyn from Eastville, California. She is also our policy manager. Another thing on here is just a funny bingo card for conferencing calls, which is a new thing to many of us here. And it's just a joke that many people are probably starting to realize that everyone is saying, is blank on the call, who just joined? And thank you, Tiara, for dropping in that link to complete your enrollment form if you haven't already. So during this presentation, I'm going to go over tips for 4 buckets that we have created for you all. So the first one is going to be around preparation. The second one will be around scheduling. The third one is self-care. And the last bucket will be coworkers. Kaya and Sarah are having a blast in the chat box. Jocelyn and Tiara definitely joining them. So, going into preparation from studying from home and working from home, the first and foremost thing that you'll probably keep hearing repeatedly is that you should create a designated working space. Um, this can be very difficult for a lot of people on the call right now because we have never had to work from home. So we've never had a desk in our room, a desk in our living space in general. And so let's get creative with this. Sometimes this can literally look like just having a section of the dining table as your designated working space. You claim one of the chairs in that table that you are going to have. Welcome, Nakia. For the rest of this time to do your working space, just so you can get yourself in the mood that you are there to work. So the next tip for preparation, which a lot of people currently have been buying right now, is a good pair of headphones. This for me, I graduated from Cal last year and I started to have to study from home, and it was quite a nightmare. My mother wanted to blast cleaning music as I was trying to do essays, and I was like, how can I block my mom out? And getting a good pair of headphones was definitely a lifesaver on me. And I hope you all are enjoying the little GIFs that are on the presentations. Our lovely intern, Lisa Calderon, put this together for us. And so if you do have the money to be able to invest in a good pair of headphones, definitely try that out. But any regular old headphones will definitely work just to zone you in. If any of you want to drop some good headphones that you have started to try out, go ahead and start giving tips for everyone. I encourage everyone on here, as I am saying some of the tips on here, please drop in some things that you have on here for recommendations. So currently I do have some pricey headphones right now that I invested in a few years ago that have the Bose noise canceling headphones. Those are a great investment if you have that money to put into during this time. It will literally cancel out everything that you can think of. So we have some recommendations for AirPods. It seems like AirPods is quite famous. Sarah cannot afford AirPods, and Cheryl is too loud for Sarah. So we'll go on and continue with our next slide. This one is crucial. So before you sit down and get to work, grab everything you need for the day. If you need coffee to keep you going, grab your coffee, make your coffee, grab a water bottle, grab your chargers. This is your phone charger, this is your laptop charger, and have it all set up ready to go during the time that you want to start working. So if you, and clearly right now in the current climate that we're in, if you have some hand sanitizer handy dandy, keep it at your workstation. This is so important to do before you get started and working, because it will limit the amount of times that you get up to move around the house just to make an excuse. For example, oh, I need to make some coffee. Let me just get up for 20 minutes to make my coffee. So this is a common issue that a lot of us end up running into. So if you can, please follow this GIF, pack everything up as quickly as you can, and go set up at your new workstation. Perfect. So now we're going to move into the next bucket, which is around scheduling. So when you are working from home, it is extremely important that you continue to take your breaks when you are working remotely. It is extremely easy for us to just work 6 hours straight without even realizing that time went by, and now you are tired. You didn't realize that you forgot to get up and stretch. You overwork your brain, and you really want to make sure that whatever kind of break you end up taking, to take it. If you need to set up, for example, an alarm every 15 minutes that says get up and stretch, go ahead and do that. If y'all want to put on there some important ways that you guys remember to take breaks in the chat box, go ahead and do that. We see Cecilia, day one of quarantine, didn't log off until 1:30 in the morning. That is not amazing. That is a little frightening, Cecilia. Let's set up maybe some alarms on our phone that's get us to get up and take a break. Yes, so eat lunch at the set time. That is great, Mary. That's really important. If one of your breaks is that you always eat at 12 p.m. every day, keep that. Sarah has a Fitbit that reminds her to get up every hour. Fiona tries to take 5 minutes every hour. Yep, that is perfect. Sarah sets up lunch dates. Yeah, that is great. If y'all want to do, to go on the theme of how breaks are so important, maybe y'all can ask a friend to have lunch with you at the same time and just eat with them. So maybe 12 at every day, you FaceTime your best friend and you eat lunch. Cecilia has a roommate that disrupts the Wi Fi to get up. That's hilarious. Rita does 30 minutes every time. And stretch and rest your eyes for 5 minutes. And that is amazing to do if you are staring at a screen all day, like I think most of us now that are working virtually. So, on the same note of breaks and scheduling, it is so important that y'all maintain a regular work schedule. This means that you work at the same time every day to create a balanced life between your home and work life. So I mean not just every Monday through Friday you're working 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. This also means that Saturday and Sunday you're not working if that is your schedule. So try to keep every day as consistent as possible to make sure that you are maintaining a regular work schedule, because then we might end up being in a situation where Cecilia was working till 1:30 in the morning. I see that Tiara joined a hip hop class for beginners on YouTube. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend working till 1:30 in the morning to anyone either. So make sure when work is done, you close that laptop and you do not come back to it. Okay, so on the same note of scheduling, we are going to make sure that you set ground rules with everyone in your household. So, what does this look like? I have to tell my Mom, you cannot talk on the phone next to me when I'm in a meeting with 6 other people. I understand that you think that's okay, but unfortunately, everyone else in my meeting can possibly hear you if I'm not on mute. So this can be a difficult conversation to have with many people because we are bringing, a household is now filled with 6 people 24/7 instead of 4 people. And so whatever this looks like, whether you're Homer talking to crows about laying down some ground rules, it is so important that you all set this in the beginning. I know for many of us, since we're all over the country, some of us are probably already at a stay in shelter or work from home. Some of us may not, but it's also good to be proactive and just talk to your family members in case this does come up, that you already have a plan where from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. it's quiet hours if possible. That is definitely Tiara. Sit in silence for 5 minutes before going on to your next action item of the day. Mary wakes up early and meditate, then get on Twitter. This is probably talking about the next point on here, which is create and maintain a morning routine. This is so important that you try to not disrupt your daily life as much as possible, just because our daily life is being disrupted every day by everything else in the world. And so how about we take a second to write down our morning routine in the chat box? Maybe we'll get some ideas from each other. So Mary, wakes up early and meditates. Jasmine goes for a run. Tiara is dropping a link on YouTube. What else do you all do in your morning routine? Judith wakes up, reads a spiritual book, prays, and then makes her bed. Jocelyn plays with her cat. Oh, Fiona has a ritual in the morning, a lot of things that she does in the morning. Tira drops her to her knees and prays. Wow, a lot of people are coming in now. Anne does a 45-minute walk around her neighborhood. Breakfast. A lot of people are doing breakfast. Some Rita, and if I am butchering your names, I do apologize. Rita does immediate expresses gratitude for another day to be alive. Anais says she usually tries to work by 8 or 9 a.m. That can be as easy as it could be as easy as Anais said. When you are creating and trying to maintain your morning routine, this can be as easy as every day at 9 a.m. I'm going to start work. Ooh, Jasmine listens to the piano, reads and prays. Yuda is going to take some ideas from Mary and Fiona. So what I do want to say about creating and maintaining a morning routine, this is the perfect time to start adding things to your morning routine. Maybe you were like myself, who I didn't necessarily have a morning routine. I wouldn't necessarily go for a run every morning or go for a hike every morning. But because we are in California at the shelter in place, it has given me some time to think about how do I want to spend my morning every day. Kaya said, please wish her luck. She is not a morning person. I love Tiara's suggestion about the Desert Spirit album. She actually sent that over to me, and I listen to that almost every day. Yep, Mary did say some people are more effective later in the day. All right, so let's go ahead and move into our next bucket, which a lot of people are starting to hint at, which brings us to our self-care. During this time, it is so easy that we let go of ourselves because our brains and our minds and our thoughts are all over the place. And so the biggest thing that we can tell you when it comes to working from home and studying from home is to stay positive. And so what does this look like? This can take, this literally means take advantage of working from home. You can read. I did put on here, go on TikTok. I am obsessed with TikTok right now. I know I am not 16 years old, but I am still a huge fan of TikTok and I have been loving it so far. And it's definitely been helpful for being positive during this time. It is also the perfect time right now to pick up a hobby that can help you stay positive, or playing with your pet like Jocelyn does with her cat every morning. Oh, I see a lot of people are into TikTok right now. I'm so happy it's not just myself. Lisette loves TikTok. Maybe this is a promotion, an ad sponsored. It's not, but definitely y'all should check out TikTok. Ignite has a TikTok. We don't have content out there just yet. We are working on it, so be on the lookout for TikToks from Ignite. And then on that next note is when you are trying to take care of yourself during this time, it's important that you pace yourself. And by this, it kind of touches back on maintaining your regular work schedule, but it also means don't overwork yourself. Because we are at home most of the time now, it is important that you do not confuse your everyday with just working. I know probably a lot of people on this call just does more than one thing, meaning maybe all of us has a full-time job, but we're also volunteering at some places. We're also learning how to play an instrument. Whatever it is, make sure that when you are pacing yourself that you're not overworking yourself. because once you start to overwork yourself, it will lose all your energy, it will drain you, and you won't be able to give anything back on the next day. So Kaya is looking to practice a new language, getting certified online. This is great. All right, so we'll go ahead and go into our next portion of the self-care. And I say this next one with caution. If you can leave your home, please try to leave your home. And by that, I don't mean go to the beach. I do not mean go hang out with hundreds of people. This can be as easy as just walking around your block or stepping outside of your home just to get some fresh air. So before you take any of the advice that I just said on leaving from home, please check in with your state and local authorities to make sure that it is safe for you to be outside and breathe in that fresh air. Of course, try to not come into contact with people. Maintain that 6 feet at all time. Exactly, Tira. This next one is very important if y'all are thinking about having a separate phone number when it comes to work. Google Voice offers a free service to if you have an active phone number with a carrier, with any carrier, you can go onto Google Voice and create a free phone number at no cost. And you can use that as your work phone number. I know many of us are already working. We're not just starting a new job, but this is a great way to help maintain that work-life balance. It's completely free, like I mentioned, and it's also good if you're a student and you're involved in your campus. It's definitely a great service to use. That way you're able to, again, maintain that separateness in life. I have a Google Voice phone number. It works great. You can text people, you can call people from that number, and it all works. And it really helps me personally stay separate from what is work time and what is personal time. So if I am not working Sunday, I will not look at my phone, my Google Voice phone number on Sunday. I will get back to you on Monday. So if y'all have any questions about the Google Voice service, feel free to drop it on the chat box. And during this time too, start to think of some questions that y'all have personally around your personal situation on working/studying from home. At the end, we'll have a section for you all to drop in your questions in the chat box. And our lovely ladies from all over the country is going to help you with your personal situation. Again, because the tips that I'm presenting to you right now are very general. And so I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to give your own, get your own personal questions answered. So we're on to our last bucket, which is coworkers. And so once we are working from home, you are most likely isolated from all your coworkers, all your supervisors. And so it may be a little bit more difficult for some of us to reach out when we need it. And so the first tip here is to ask for help when you are in need of it. Like the GIF says, there is no shame in asking for help. And so whether you have to call or text or email your supervisor, go ahead and do it, because things are going to get tough during this time. And it's so important that you feel comfortable asking for help when it does get rough. So again, if you have any questions about what it looks like about your specific role of working from home, even studying, what does it look like to ask your professor a question, don't hesitate to email them and ask them your direct question. One of the things on here as well is to socialize with your coworkers. And you might be wondering, how do you socialize with coworkers when we are all at home and we can't leave. Well, we have an answer for you here at Ignite. You can simply call your coworkers. You can create a Google Hangouts. You can create a group chat. You can send each other memes through it. I think during this time, like all of us here, we're still looking for that human connection. We are human at the end of the day. And so when we are stuck at home all day, let's remember to continue to build on the relationships that we have with our coworkers so that when we do eventually go back, they're not strangers. They're still that same coworkers that you have. I know at Ignite, we have a few group chats. I send TikToks every once in a while, which is my sneaky way of trying to get everyone onto TikTok, which I truly believe is going to be the next biggest platform for a lot of people. Maybe not right now, but eventually. Mm. Jasmine says that she's seen people saying they prefer voice messages, calls from friends and family in this time rather than text. It's more sincere. And frankly, we just all have more time, I think, to be able to call people up and check in on how they're doing. Cecilia's coworkers has a happy hour video call last week. Judith sends audios over to people. What are other ways that you all connect with people during this time that you're not physically able to be with them? So, like Judith sends audios, a happy hour video call. Does anyone have anything in particular that they do to stay connected with people and coworkers? I see a lot of people are typing. Lauren loves Judith's audios. Maybe we all need to hear Judith's audios. I see a couple, there's about 5 people. And does a dance party Zoom call. That takes out a lot. It does your exercise, you get to de-stress, you get to talk to people. And Lauren is sending goofy selfies. Janisha is loving the dance party. Fiona's doing a lot of video calls with friends. Judith would love to do a Zoom dance party. Maybe that is something. So we're going to have a survey before we get into the questions. If y'all are all into the Zoom dance parties, go ahead and suggest them. Kaya highly recommends a Netflix party. Has anyone else tried that feature yet on Netflix? A Netflix party? Saha said FaceTime is super helpful. I think Fiona is saying yes to the Netflix party and says Netflix party sounds awesome. I'm wondering if Ignite should have a Netflix party, maybe a bring down the house Netflix party with everyone Ignite related nationally. Netflix parties seem to be like a big hit. I honestly didn't think that this would be a feature that a lot of people use. Janisha asked, is Netflix Party an actual feature? It's an extension on Chrome, and yes, it's an actual feature, Kirsten says. I'm not sure if they just rolled it out during this time, but it's definitely, thank you, Kaya, for putting in that link. If you have any questions about the Netflix party, go ahead and click on Kaya's link. Cecilia thinks it's been around for a while. Excuse me. Okay, so right here, instead of going to the survey, we're just going to go straight into your personal scenarios that y'all need help with. Currently, we are done with the general tips that Ignite has created for you all. And so during this time, I want to give it an open platform for you all to drop in your personal questions on what does it look like to work and study from home. I know I was talking with my fellows yesterday, Saha and Fiona, and I think what a lot of us are running into is that we are struggling with focusing when we're working from home. And so, if you are all feeling that same way, um, then let's try to give each other some help around that. So, what are some tips that you all have that helps you stay focused at home? Let's try to help out other Ignite women in this call about staying focused. How can we maintain focus? Taking breaks. Do not disturb on laptop. I didn't know that was a feature on the laptop. I'm gonna have to look into that. Lauren puts her phone on do not disturb. The Apple laptops have do not disturb. Lauren sets a timer, work for 20 minutes, then a 10-minute break. That's exactly right, Anne. Just put your phone and other devices out of reach if you do not need it. What other focusing tips do we have? Staying hydrated. Yes, I love that one. You have to stay hydrated during this time. Do not forget to drink your water. If y'all saw my video on Ignite's Instagram story, that was what my video was all about. We cannot run this world if we are not hydrated. Yudit says having water and snacks nearby. Lauren loves the snacks. Nakia says playing music in the background, something fast and exciting. And says have a comfy working space so that you're not constantly readjusting or reorganizing it. I see 5 more people are typing right now. 6 people. Monitor your news intake. Yes, Fiona. Jasmine has a question or a comment. Oops. What if your friend wants to study together and you're telling them you don't want to because you're social distancing, but they insist that if you're a clean person, you can't get the virus? I know that can't be true. Jasmine, a lot of people can also answer Jasmine's personal question in the group chat just so that we're all helping each other during this time. What I would personally say, Jasmine, is you know what your body needs best, and if you want to stay away from people when it comes to studying together, then I think you have every right to tell your friend that at the moment you can't study physically together, but you can definitely implement a lot of the tips that we've been sharing today. I know a lot of the times I've been saying when you're doing a meeting, but this can also apply when you're studying. Just go ahead. If y'all have a Gmail account, you can do Google Hangouts and then just have each other's screens open and you can screen share at the same time. So if there is a study guide, you can screen share the study guide together, fill the questions out together. You can see each other, still talk to each other. And it also might even minimize your distractions because you don't have someone physically in front of you telling you to get on your phone or helping you get distracted. Any other answers for Jasmine's personal question around studying and distancing? Udo put in a link about 20 things to do at home during the coronavirus. Anne said if you need natural light, it's great to sit near a window. Yes. Study online. Sarah said practice social distancing. I would definitely agree with Sarah. Do it at all costs. Study online with each other. Do a Google Hangouts. You can have, I think, over 20 people on Google Hangouts at a time. It is definitely worth it. Please continue to practice social distancing during this time. Kaya's question is, do you think it is a waste of time to be applying to jobs right now? Let's see, does anyone want to give their answer to Kaya around should she be applying to jobs right now? Sarah says no. Mary knows someone that has knows someone who had a job interview. We're currently recruiting. We have a bunch of fellowship applications out right now. So that is one way that you guys can continue. Some orgs are still recruiting. There are a lot of organizations that are at a hiring freeze right now, but that doesn't mean every organization, every company out there is not looking for people. Kaya, if you want to get added to our alumni page, I post job postings on there a lot. So if everyone here, we can definitely get y'all added to our alumni page since y'all are joining this webinar right now. Let's see. There's been a lot of messages since I kept talking. Let me keep seeing. Jasmine said, could anyone list organizations that are hiring? This is probably going to, let's see. So Tierra definitely dropped the fellowship link in there. By any chance, Jasmine, are you on the Facebook Ignite alumni page? If you are not on it, go ahead and if you're not on it, then we can, if you want to just reach out to me, the way to get on, thank you, Anne, for posting that on there too. Job searching tips during the coronavirus. That is perfect. Everyone on here, we can add you to the alumni page. We post things as we get them. Lauren says that she thinks it's important to still plan for your future. That is important because we do have a future. Even though right now it may seem that there is no tomorrow. I know like the hashtag until tomorrow was trending last night. We still have a future. So let's continue to, take it with a grain of salt with whatever that is. Cecilia knows a lot of sisters who are applying for jobs. They're applying for hourly positions. Ida is going to look into future opportunities. Again, the two links that were dropped in, Tiara's fellowship from our personal Ignite link, and then Anne's job searching tips during coronavirus. We are, yes, Sarah, I'm just going to say that out loud. We're going to do more career support in the coming weeks. So make sure that you are up to date with all our webinars. We have a we have a tab on our ignitenational.org page around webinars. And so go ahead to look at that at least once a week, because we're going to add so many webinars and events that you all can join us around career support. We are going to start a book club soon as well. So just make sure you have our tab open and check it once a week so you can see all the amazing opportunities we're providing for you all. Tierra said, our futures are bright. I am probably so behind on this chat box right now. Yes, Kirsten, thank you for dropping the link. Kirsten Rogers just dropped the link where you can check in all our online programming. And she is also, as an organization, we're going to be sending out weekly emails on Wednesdays. So if you did not get a email from us this morning, then you are not on our server to get all these opportunities. Tomorrow we have a college chapter webinar. Friday we have Friday Feels. I'll say a little bit about Friday Feels. So Friday Feels is just going to be an opportunity for us to get together and literally talk about anything and everything that comes to mind, because like I mentioned earlier during this session, it is so important that we continue to build community within ourselves and have that human connection as much as possible. Any other questions on here? So we have quite a few people on here still. I want to make sure that you all, if you have any specific questions around what does it look like to study from home, what does it look like to work from home, that you have your questions answered through all of us here. So any other questions? Okay, so it looks like not many of us have any other questions. And so let's go ahead and start to close us out. I am very happy and thankful that many of you joined us today to get some information on how to work from home, how to study from home, because it is new for all of us. You know, this is all unknown territory to many of us. And so we wanted to make sure that you all have general tips, but also had a chance to get your questions answered from us. And so to close us out, let's all go ahead and put in the chat box. Let's see here. What is one thing that is giving you hope right now? What is one thing that gives you hope? Sarah says, all of us give her hope. Cecilia, spending so much time with Kitty, Dottie. It's been great being home with them. Anne said, flowers blooming. Yes, I am there with you. And a lot of things have been blooming lately, and it's beautiful right now to see that there is still life. There is still beautiful nature all around us. Dr. Falsey doing his job and Ignite and your community, Anne. I love it. Lisette's dog is giving her hope. All our dogs and cats and pets must be so happy right now. Saha's family is giving her hope. Seeing them every day, pushing through these hard times means a lot. Jasmine says the solidarity of people across the internet and many donations. Yes. Lauren working remotely for a campaign. Love it, Lauren. Judith said her time being able to be, wait, hold on, I said that wrong. My time being able to, running from thing to thing, looking at everything with gratitude. Lauren's family, seeing the sunshine, family, Fiona's project, policy window on Instagram. Rita's amazing 77-year-old mama is so strong and resilient. Amazing women of color in leadership who are fighting for us. Yes, people coming together to help each other. Oh, Tiara's baby growing in her womb. Yes, her baby girl. What else? Any last minute people that want to put in what is giving them hope during this time? I see that Anne, this webinar has been the most affirming one that she has attended in the last week. Thank you, Anne, for joining us. I see a few more people typing. Perfect. It seems like mostly everyone has dropped in the chat box what has been giving them hope during this time. And so I'll just go ahead and close out by saying that this is exactly what we are trying to create here at Ignite during these webinars, during this time of virtual programming. We want to continue to give you hope. We want to continue to build this relationship that we've been creating for the past 10 years, and to just not forget that although we cannot see each other, oh my gosh, sorry, someone was FaceTiming me. Maybe I should have put my phone on do not disturb. Here we go. I just wanted to mention that you all have definitely been what keeps us going here at Ignite, seeing that you are still working on campaigns, that you are still collecting donations to help uplift other communities. That's what drives us to Ignite, that we all have something that is pushing us to create a better world for everyone around us. And so seeing you all here at this webinar brings me so much hope every day and keeps me pushing to put things on like this for you all. And so I'll just end by saying that I'm so excited that we have so much more amazing content coming your way. And so if you found this webinar helpful in any way, please spread the word with all your other amazing women leaders, friends, family members, that Ignite is here to continue to bring hope to you and to the rest of the world. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and close us out. Thank you so much for joining us today and giving me 50 minutes of your time. Before you close out, go ahead and fill out that enrollment form that Tiara just sent out so that you can get up to date on everything that we have been talking about and that we'll be providing. So go ahead and say goodbye to everyone in the chat. And don't forget to fill out this survey that Sarah just sent out. It is basically on how today went and what else you want to do next. And so the survey will help us give you what you need and what you want. So take a few minutes to fill that form out and go ahead and say bye to everyone in the chat. Go ahead and feel free to log off. Bye, everyone. I'll stay on for a few minutes. Give everyone 6 feet, wash their hands, stay connected. Bye. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye. See, the numbers are dropping. We're at 12, 11. Thank you, Sarah. All right, and the numbers are slowly closing down. I would never think I'd say I'd love to see the numbers drop, but today I'm happy that this webinar is going to go from 3, hopefully 2. Thanks, Tiara. Thank you, Kaya. All right, it looks like pretty much everyone is